with a CR rating of 56. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Not a whole lot.
I'm back.
Yellow.
Welcome back.
I gotta.
All good.
Oh, dog.
The more time we wait, the more curse words that are appropriate for medieval settings that I get to learn. Aw. Yeah, Ian was. Man, this is how scheduling feels. It's like,
yeah.
well, I'm good. Well, I'm not. But I'm good. Well, I'm not.
Fuck thou and thine mother. Yep.
Alright, I gotta feed the dog and then I'll be sitting down. Sorry. She was getting very affectionate, and then I realized there's only one reason for this minute. What? One. I know.
Ooh, Ian's catching shit. So we should reschedule.
Make my wife happy, but I need to nerd. I said that would make my wife happy, but I need to nerd. I have needs. Alright.
Yep.
Correcto.
I believe so.
Yep. Wind swept flames and travel.
Oh, he had me muted, that's why.
It's a disaster.
So, last we left our heroes, they had dispatched of Suffolk Caltro, somebody who was murdering people that were believed to have been rigging elections, For those of you that don't know, the 10 Towns does human sacrifices at the end of each month, and they draw sticks, essentially, to do these sacrifices. 3 of the towns do this: Targos, Bryn Shander, and... what was the other town? I think it was Bremen? Bryn Shander, East Haven, and Targos. My bad, not Bremen. And he was going around killing these people that were believed to have rigged these elections. During combat, one of the party members, Jay, was struck down by Suffolk as his ice sword pierced through her stomach and she fell to the ground. Jillian, essentially this character's older sister, took the loss hard and blamed the newer adventurers that had come to the 10 Towns, specifically Ferrando, for her death. Although Suffolk did try to plea for his life and the life of the party members, however, the plea was not taken. After which, they had spent the day, well, the rest of the week actually, transporting Jay's body back to Bryn Shander to be buried. On the way there, they had stopped by Targos and were met by a man whose husband had gotten lost in the mountains, trying to guide another group of adventurers to the top. They accepted this quest and headed back on their way to Bryn Shander. When there, they prepared the body, and they were told that it would be about 5 days before the burial was to take place. Jillian decided to stay behind in the town as just to give her time to grieve, I suppose, while the others decided to go back to Bremen, where they had heard that there was a monster in the lake that was terrorizing fishermen. On the way there, they heard a blood-curdling roar come through the sounds of the blizzard that was rushing over them. They ran for their lives, and now they are sitting here at a rest. During their time in Bryn Shander, they were also given another quest by a group of dwarves whose iron shipments was lost to a Yeti. And now we leave our adventurers bedding down for the night when they begin seeing torchlights off into the distance, as they are camping just off the side of the road.
Oh joy, torchlights.
So we're currently setting up camp, correct?
Your guys' camp is set up, and you guys are just preparing to go to bed, and on the road, a bit farther down, you guys see torchlights coming towards you.
Gotcha.
I see fire.
Yes.
Well, maybe
not
they're
cool.
friendly.
Given the nature of this locale, I highly doubt that anyone around here is friendly.
Alright, well, suit yourself there, Cyberpants.
Shall we go
Please
speak
move.
to them?
I would prefer if we find out who or what, how many are present. You'll have to apologize. Got a bit of grog.
I can try and gather some intel.
It might be best if Cornelius made the attempt.
Let me see what I can find out. Nice. And then
Your knowledge, your stuff.
we're not in combat, so there's not like movement speed restrictions, right?
Nope. You guys are not in combat currently. You just see
Does
these
Cornelius
torchlights
have-
coming towards your campfire.
From which direction?
You should be able to see them on the map, actually.
Towards the west.
Oh snap!
Yeah, they're towards the west.
Okay, right. I'll hide behind this rock.
As you move, you get to about here before you hear a voice call out to you. Do you have any food that you can spare?
Yeah, I've got some extra pieces of hardtack.
We'd appreciate it. We're traveling from Targos. We're back on our way to Bryn Shander, and, well, let's just say that, let's just say that we forgot our provisions. And all these 5 heads turn to look towards this one woman that's standing in the back, sort of with her head like hung low.
Got it. Yeah, I can part ways personally with 3 rations.
That should be enough, at least until we can hit Targos.
Okay, so Cornelius approaches the front one, I guess. And he begins to dig around in his bag to fish out the rations. Cornelius, rations in hand. Go ahead.
I guess I approach. I will just generally ask if anyone needs assistance with anything.
We're all well. We just left Bremen. So currently we're okay.
So Cornelius has
may-
rations in hand.
If I may interject, I have a few more rations. Would you mind giving me some information regarding Bremen?
Sure. What information would you like to know?
There's a monster that is hunting down a fisherman, yes?
I wouldn't say hunting, more like terrorizing them. As far as we know, it hasn't actually eaten anybody. It's just been capsizing boats, and fishermen are drowning due to it.
Is there any more information on this particular beast otherwise?
Nobody's seen what it is. We've just seen shadows in the water. At least that's what the locals say.
That's unfortunate. In either case, yeah, take some extra rations.
Thank you.
Cornelius
We
gave
appreciate
you
it.
3. I'll give you 2. That's 1 for each of you. That should take you over to Targos.
We do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
One of them takes out 5 gold pieces and puts it in Cornelius's hand. Where are the beggars?
Might I ask your name?
Well, the one in the back there is Margatha. This one here is Bartholomew. I'm Sarah. That is, Brianna over there. And then we have Jason.
Well, it was lovely to meet you all. Usually last time we were awoken on our travels, it was hideous and terrifying. So this is quite the refreshing reprieve. You do be careful out there. There are some very hideous, foul creatures about.
Where exactly are
The
you
winds are
headed?
harsh. We're headed to Targos and then on our way to Bryn Shander.
See, just traveling, I assume.
We're hunters actually, but we weren't able to find anything, unfortunately. Animals are hard to find these days.
Have you come across any herbs by chance?
Unfortunately, you won't find any up here.
I see. Thank you for the
You're
information.
lucky to find maybe some sage and a few sprigs of mistletoe, but that's about all that grows these days. It used to be a lush landscape, but not anymore.
I see. Well, thank you for the information.
No problem. Thank you for the rations. We'll be on our way now.
Be safe, be well.
Then they move on their way.
She ate.
Not all random encounters are bad.
I mean, that's not good. But we didn't have to kill anything, so.
Nor did anything have to kill you.
Yeah,
Did
I
we
guess
warn
that's more
them
likely.
Did we warn them about the scream we heard earlier?
I mean,
Nope,
it
you
was
didn't.
brought up in the conversation. So,
Okay.
I mean, I mentioned it, kind of. I mean,
You
imagine
mentioned
they-
streams that you had heard previously on your travels, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll sleep soundly.
All right, perception checks from everybody.
do we have
Everybody
a
is taking a watch.
specific watch order?
That's up to you guys.
Yeah, asking
Cornelius
generally
wants
the
to bake a
party.
loaf of bread.
So, do you want to go first?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm baking a loaf of bread.
So we'll do alphabetical order, except Adrian's last.
Sure.
Wait, no, that's not alphabetical, because then Fandon would have gone first.
Oh, I can alphabet.
Wait. Yeah. So. Wait. No. Wait.
Like Cornelius wants to go
Yeah.
first.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and this before our.
All right. I'll go second then, I guess.
Oh, I
Because
didn't
I'm
see
not
that he had rolled.
proficient, it's just a flat roll, right?
It will be your perception roll, so there's a skill for perception.
He wants to bake a loaf of bread.
Yeah, perception at disadvantage.
Oh.
Wants to bake a loaf of bread.
Not bad. You bake your bread without any issue. Ferrando, your watch also goes without hassle.
Why is it a perception roll to bake a loaf of bread?
Well, you don't have any yeast, so essentially you're just mixing water with
Yeah. So the
flour,
bread's
and
bread's not gonna rise. You
roasting
can
it
make
over the fire.
pancakes. You can make
There's
pancakes.
what cooking
that's better.
XP.
Almost like a. No, that wouldn't be a crepe either, because you would need egg.
It's flatbread.
I mean, yeah.
I made
Right.
naan.
It would still be delicious, I'm sure.
Do you have salt?
Yes, we have salt.
Okay.
3, or you two both bought salt, yeah.
Well, I bought salt and he bought flour.
Well, I have salt and flour.
I bought salt.
Adrian,
and-
your watch also goes without hassle.
That's the flour.
So
Wonderful.
you guys wake up. It's still dark out currently. It's not at the moment of twilight quite yet. The 4 hours of twilight that the maiden grants you is not quite upon you.
All right, then we keep marching.
So that was a long rest, right?
Yes.
I'm going to take off this point of exhaustion.
Oh yeah, yeah. All you guys should do. This thing, this command.
Did that count as rested enough to do it?
To take off a point of exhaustion, yeah, it is.
Okay.
As long as what kind of armor do you wear?
Cornelius wears
medium?
leather armor.
Okay, so yeah,
I can't collect my token.
it would have removed the point of exhaustion.
Can
So
you
do
put
we
us
just
back on the
immediately
other
do that?
map temporarily?
Well, we're about to hit
Sure.
Bremen.
Did I not save the thing?
Nice.
It's what? Exclamation long rest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exclamation long hyphen
rest.
Long hyphen rest.
If you don't know what a hyphen is, you're banned from the Discord server.
I don't know what a hyphen is, Pat.
Alright, give me admin privs.
I can't.
I was directed at Maya. Okay, we should be good to continue. I think everyone long rested.
Alright, so it takes you guys about 2 hours, but you do arrive in Bremen. Just get rid of that token right there.
Yeah. Who's at 0 HP?
All of us. Jay is.
Okay.
Wait, is Jay on the map?
Yes,
Yeah.
Jay is on the
His-
map with
his
0
dead
HP.
body.
Ah, why do you do this to me?
Oh, I'm gonna put my cramps on.
Wouldn't they have been on? We've been traversing the snow this whole time.
Those are
ice
for
snowshoes.
traversing like ice and stuff.
Ice.
Snowshoes
Yeah.
are for traversing snow.
Yep.
I thought it was hard pack snow. My apologies.
And then I will switch out my cramps for back for my snowshoes.
Yeah, same sequence of events.
Agreed.
Alright. Our first order of business should be to talk to fishermen, I believe. Ideally, I would like to enlist your help specifically, Fendon. We've seen what engaging terrible monstrosities can get us. So if we can avoid combat in this situation, it's probably for the best.
I agree. I will assist in whatever way I can. There are no guarantees, though.
You two go talk to the fishermen and see what you can find out. I'm gonna stop by the local tavern and see if there's any information I can gather.
Splendid.
I'm
What do I do? Do I go with you, Cornelius?
You can come with if you'd like.
Well, you were giving orders, and I didn't get an order.
To be honest with you, I didn't really know what to do with you.
Oh.
Let us reconvene at the town. Is this a well?
That looks like it.
I believe that is like a center statue.
Let us reconvene at the city center statue in 2 hours.
Very well.
Sounds amenable.
Okay, Adrian and I are off to the tavern.
I assume the fishermen will be by the docks then?
One would hope.
Before we get into this, I need to go to the bathroom, so I will be right back.
Gods don't use the bathroom. I've been lied to.
What do you mean? Yes, they do.
That's actually an interesting philosophical kind of question.
Are you trying to say that you cannot be perfect if you use the restroom?
Well, being perfect would imply 100% efficiency.
That's not true.
Well, then
I guess
by what
it
measure are you
depends on.
perfect?
I guess it depends on how you define perfect. To you,
Perfect,
it might
perfect.
define 100% efficiency.
Every facet of everything. Perfect.
I think that most facets of most things being perfect would make you considered perfect. If you are the most perfect being, which means you don't have to be completely perfect, just the most perfect, then you are perfect. So, good morning. How's everybody doing?
Slightly tired.
Feels kind of bad.
I had a nightmare at like 8:30, which was an hour after I woke up from my alarm at 7:30. That I was having a conversation with Amaya, and she wasn't mad or upset. She was just disappointed because I slept in past the D&D session. She goes,
Huh.
you know, if you want to waste your time and my time, I can be okay with that. But the other three, that's uncalled for. And then I woke up, I was like, oh no! And it was 8:30. I was like, oh.
Oh, God.
I think I woke up this morning at like 7:30 and just tossed and turned until about 10.
See, I woke up at 8 o'clock, turned back on my phone, and then it just turned off again. I'm so sad.
I got up at 1 minute before my alarm at 8.
Must be nice. Well, I'm gonna go get my monster real quick. I'm sure Cornelius can do all the talking while I'm gone.
Easy. It's not easy.
Don't worry, you can handle it, I believe, because I have no talking skills, and I'm not even a full member of the party.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
So let's go ahead and do the docks first. Well, actually, no. Let's go ahead and do the town hall first, or these taverns.
Yeah.
So which tavern are you choosing to go into? Of the 5 taverns.
I guess the largest looking one.
Ping it.
Probably the center one.
Alright. So that one is ran by...
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
That one is the Black-Bearded Brother.
The Black-Bearded Brother.
That is the name of the tavern.
Yeah, that's the one we're going to.
Awesome.
Okay, you go inside, and you find a dwarf with a black beard manning the bar. Currently, you are the only patrons, as it is super early in the morning.
Makes enough sense. Cornelius approaches the counter.
What can I get for you?
What do you have?
I got beer, and I have knucklehead trouts.
Right. I suppose I should have guessed that one. Yeah, actually, may I just have a mug of water, please?
I suppose so.
And I place a 3 gold tip on the counter.
He comes back with his with your mug of water, and then he looks at the gold on the table. That's a mighty lot for a cup of water.
It's not just for the cup of water. You have a second for a question or two?
Sure.
What are you able to tell me about the lake monsters terrorizing the town?
Well, it's been capsizing boats, and fishermen have been drowning because of it. Hell, not too long ago, Grinsk just sent out a party probably about 5 days ago, and 3 of them drowned. Only 2 of them made it back alive.
A tragedy to be certain. Have there been any rumors or testimony about the appearance or abilities of the creature?
Only that it's a large shadow on the water. Apparently has a mighty set of jaws, too, as one of Grinsk's boats that was recovered had a bite taken out of it.
How large was this bite?
I'd say that it's sizable, to say the least.
Understood. And approximately how long has this phenomenon with this lake monster been happening?
Let me find that out, actually. I'm pretty sure it's a month, but I need to make sure. It doesn't say, so I'm gonna say a month.
Okay. Has this town ever had to face any type of adversity before?
Not like this. I mean, the lake freezing over like this is hell in of itself, but thankfully the center doesn't freeze over.
I see. Well, thank you for your time. Cornelius turns to Adrian. Is there anything that you wanted?
No, I'm just learning.
Understood. So Cornelius finishes his mug of water, and we go to leave the tavern.
While he's finishing his mug of water, can I use my... Can I, like, walk outside and use my detect thoughts?
Sure.
And then I'll just try to scan the surface thoughts of the barkeep.
The surface thoughts are, wow, 3 gold for just a bit of information. That's a bit much. Times are hard these days. I don't understand why he would just give me 3 gold for just some questions like that.
Okay. Well, then I'll stop the spell after I hear that. Huh. Okay.
And how long did that transaction take place?
That probably took about 5 minutes. Were you going to another tavern, or was that good enough?
Yeah.
For you? Okay.
But we'll segue to the fisherman scene, or the dock scene rather.
The fisherman scene is going to take a bit, and it will like lead into the quest. So that's why I want to do your tavern bit first.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So without being creepy, I guess, so while doing his best to casually observe, Cornelius would like to walk by all the taverns and see if he can kind of peer inside and see if there are any patrons inside.
It seems like all the taverns are pretty much empty at like this time. Just because it's only like 11 in the morning, and the people of Bremen are usually pretty sleepy people. Most people don't want to go to the tavern this early in the morning.
So Cornelius will turn and face Adrian and say, well, what did you think of what that barkeep was able to tell us?
Well, I think it might have been a lot of gold, so you're really helping out the people in the town. As for the information, I feel like people would just tell you that much.
Well, I suppose you're correct. You never know when there's a bad actor, though. Thank you for the perspective.
Of course.
There is one person in this town that, well, I don't trust them, but they're a decent source of information, at least I believe. Let's see. I know someone in this town. I've had an interaction with them. I just gotta find my notes. Okay. Cornelius does not know anyone in this town. And for the sake of mental acuity, I will refrain from mentioning who the projected contact was.
Got it.
Nice.
Oh god. Well, anyways. Yeah, like, Cornelius and Adrian will just go to all the different taverns, but I'm assuming it's going to be a similar story. And considering 3 gold was such an exorbitant amount, Cornelius would tone it down to, like, 10 silver.
Okay. You actually hear different stories from each one.
Really? Okay.
So one tavern tells you that the size of the monster is at a whale. Another tavern tells you that it's the size of a large fish. Another one tells you that it's the size of an ox, and the last one tells you that it's the size of a house with a long, scaly neck.
Were any of the barkeepers in that sequence more confident in their statement than the others that I had heard thus far?
It seems like almost all of them were just telling like fisherman's tales, but you can make an insight check if you want to see.
I would love to.
It seems like most of them are just tall tales, but the one about the scaly neck seems to be more believable than the others.
That was the size of a house one?
Yep.
Oh shit.
I doubt it, but being a beast tamer might be privy to this knowledge. Has Cornelius ever heard of a creature like that?
Go ahead and make a history check for me. Or nature check, my bad. Because the book actually...
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Wait, actually, no. You met the DC. It sounds
Easy.
like it might be a Plesiosaurus.
Plesiosaur.
Out of character, may the DM make Fat privy as to what a plesiosaur is.
A
Loch Ness
Plesiosaur is like a dinosaur with a large body and like a long neck. Let me just send you a picture.
It's
Thank
Nessie.
you. Well, I know what I want to know what it is in the world of D&D.
It's
That.
exactly the same as it is in the real world. So
Yeah.
Jesus, really?
That thing.
So, since I've potentially identified it as a plesiosaur, does Cornelius know anything about plesiosaurs?
for that, make a history check.
Got it.
So you know that they typically feed on fish. They're typically like pretty dormant unless they're provoked to be aggressive. So unless like somebody provokes it, they typically just stick to themselves and their fish, as they aren't really large enough to combat like large ships. They aren't really known for capsizing rowboats or anything like that. They're typically known for just minding their own business. So you get the feeling that something must have happened to make this one aggressive.
And forgive me for making you do all this extra work. The first barkeeper, the one with the black beard, I already forgot his name. I'll actually make a note of it as soon as you make me privy to that knowledge. But when he mentioned the crew that went out, Cornelius doesn't have any knowledge of who those people are, correct?
No.
Okay. What was that barkeeper's name? I'm gonna write it down.
I have to make it up, so let me just pull up a name generator.
Oh, that makes me feel better.
The Blackbeard brother. Black-bearded brother.
Yeah, it doesn't actually give the names of the 5 brothers. It just says what their intent was when they made it. Dwarf name generator.
Can he be Dingus?
No.
It's not very.
Fingrir.
How do I spell that? Got it.
Are you speaking in Dwarvish to them?
Well, I had just been speaking common.
Oh, maybe we could get some better information if we were speaking Dwarvish.
You raise a good point. Might be
It's
useful for
always the
negotiation.
most polite to speak to people in their native tongues, right?
I did not know that. Perhaps that's just part of my privilege. Well, regardless, so we should head back to that first tavern. See if we can figure out who this group of people are.
Okay.
And Cornelius and Adrian exit stage left.
Alright, as for Fendon and Ferrando, The lake around the creaky docks is frozen, forcing fishers to pull the rowboats up onto the ice. Standing between a pair of boats is a stout humanoid in cold weather clothing. The gray hood hides most of the humanoid's face, but you can make out a wide nose and a long frosty beard. The stout figure stamps their feet, spots you, and waves you over. And then, are you guys approaching him?
Yes.
I'll approach.
Alright, as you guys are approaching him, you hear him shout, "Good! You're here! Get to it, ingrates! These fish ain't gonna catch themselves!"
I believe there's a misunderstanding. We're here regarding the beast. We're not we're not your hired hands.
I had a group of 5 people. They were supposed to be here this morning. Been waiting damn near 2 hours.
5, you say?
That's right.
We encountered a group of 5 people leaving this direction from this town earlier on our travel here. Would
They
that
claim to
possibly be them?
hunters.
Well, if you want them, I'll offer you the same deal. I will pay you 5 copper pieces per fish you catch out on the lake.
God.
Sir, how about a different deal? How about I pay you 1 silver and the information regarding this beast you have on regarding the fishing, catching. It is not my.
I'm not sure what beasts you're talking about.
The monster
I-
that's been attacking the boats and the fishermen? Surely you've not heard of it?
I've not heard anything of the sort. Now, come on, get on the ice. You're wasting precious fishing time.
I'm gonna do an insight check to see if he's lying.
Okay. The full-hearted truth to your knowledge.
Can I make an insight check as well?
I don't allow double checks.
Okay.
Fenton,
Well, Mom
I
said
do
I could do
believe-
the sleepover.
Well, you could assist him to get him up to a 7.
Yeah,
Well,
you could have assisted him.
Yeah.
Fenton, I do believe he doesn't know about the beast. Which seems rather impossible, but he's quite candid.
So if you've not heard of this beast that's been attacking, then why does everyone else seem to know about the attacks that seem to be happening on this lake?
I have no idea what you're talking about. You're wasting precious time. I told you. Time is better spent angling than yapping. I'll pay you 5
Yeah.
copper pieces per fish.
I'm going to do a perception check to see if there's anyone else around here.
Brendan, you should help him.
Yeah, let me assist him this time.
Look at that. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Good job.
Currently it seems like he is the only one currently, like, on the docks. It looks like he's been there for quite some time. His beard is, like, frosted over. And you can see that, like, his eyebrows have a bit of frost as well, and his eyelashes also have a bit of frost on them. But currently it looks like he's the only one around.
How long have you been out here, good sir?
I told you, 2 hours!
Fair enough.
Look, I'll even lend you my 2 boats, okay? If you look over there, you'll see the 2 rowboats. One of them is the burly ram, the other is the pronged goat.
Yeah. I don't know how to exactly no. I'm not going to be fishing, sir. We're here for a different purpose. But I do appreciate your enthusiasm.
Oh, don't you see? There's bloody ice everywhere.
Yes, there's plenty of ice, and a rowboat does not seem like it's going to cut through the ice.
You guys do see that one of the boats has, like, a bite mark taken out of it.
Can I do an investigation check on the bite mark?
Will assist.
Easy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hell yeah.
It looks like it was taken by a monster of a reputable size. It's not as if like the ship is going to sink. The rowboat's not going to sink or anything like that. But there is a just like a large bite mark taken out of where one of the lanterns would have been.
Can I deduce what may have possibly made the bite mark from the size of it? Or do I know anything about it?
You would not be able to deduce what made the bite mark, but you know that there are only a few lake creatures that are capable of making a bite mark like that. You've narrowed it down to like a Plesiosaur, a shark, and a few other just general like lake monsters. Make a nature check for me.
Yeah.
Unless the bite looks like those scissors, you don't know shit.
I got proficiency in it.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like going off of the information that you know, you're able to like narrow it down to probably a Plesiosaur.
Well, friendo, judging by the bites and what I currently know, could be a Plesiosaur. Do you know what one of those are by chance?
I have no idea.
You guys, like hear Grinsk like shout over at you as you're talking, and he says, "Last Druid was apparently born with pits for eyes because they sailed right into a damned Iceland. I ain't got nothing to do with pairing the gunwale yet, but she floats just fine."
I'm going to go ahead and point at the bite mark. Then, can you explain that?
I just told you, they ran into some ice.
Alright, hold on.
Ice.
I'm gonna roll a persuade.
Persuasion. Oh, I can't wait to see how this plays out.
I will assist as well.
So,
Oh.
I would like you to look at me. Now look at the bite mark, the crack part, the crack from what you said was a terrible landing of sorts, right? It's peculiar, those odd, jagged shapes, yes? I believe a crash would be more of an indent, yes? Additionally, you're alone here, right? And your help ran for dear life. Additionally, no one else is out here fishing. Don't you think it odd that there are stories of a monster that your crew has run and are clearly some peculiar markings on your ships?
He begins to speak up, and then you hear footsteps approaching on the creaky dock. Another figure covered head to toe in cold weather clothing has joined you. The figure wags a gloved finger at the frosty bearded dwarf. "You have no honor, Belior," the newcomer yells, putting down a woolen muffler to reveal a pale, half-elven face. "You're sending these innocent people to their deaths, and for what? A few fish?" "Pay no mind to this rambling fool," says Grinsk. "Did you tell them about the monster?" retorts the half-elf.
He currently denies there being any monster, insisting that we go out fishing. When clearly, as I point back over towards the boat, that is not an iceberg as he would say it is.
Additionally, we came here charged with rectifying the situation regarding the monster, though I have no idea how it went.
He says something angrily towards the half-elf and dwarvish, and then he looks to both of you and he says, "Just get to work," and then he stamps away out of earshot.
May I ask what his problem is? Shit, actually this may be the CDC. 1 second.
The CDC? What about the ABCs?
The alphabet gang. Oh no.
They're pulling up in their caddy.
Okay, it was, I'm sorry.
Derek, you said their car warranty is about to expire.
Actually, that's exactly what it was. I'm actually
Easy.
just waiting on a phone call from the health department, but that was not them. We may continue.
I'm sorry, Grinsk can be a bit hard to deal with. I'm getting the feeling he doesn't like me very much. or anyone who steps between him and the gold swimming in the lake. I'm Tally. I'm studying the local animal life here in Icewindale. I just couldn't stay silent and watch another crew fall victim to the monster of Meodolden.
Yes, this monster. Where does it generally reside?
We just know that it's out on the lake. Some people run into it, others don't. Oddly enough, it's only attacking boats from Bremen. The other towns seem to have no issue on Meodolden.
Is there something that some of the fishermen may have done to anger the creature?
Not that I know.
Ferendo whips out his journal. Pardon me, do you mind telling me the name of that dwarf once more?
His name is Grinsk.
Up to the range.
His name is Grinsk Barrelbore.
I seem to have written a lot. I'm still flipping. Page bloody. Notebook. Voila. Grimsk. Yes, Grimsk. Something or another. What was the last name?
Barrelbore.
Parable. Okay. And you are?
My name is Tally.
And are you a sort of biologist by chance? A researcher of sorts?
I'm a researcher, yes. I'm studying the local animal life here. It's
Do you know
fascinating how all these creatures have managed to survive despite the harsh weather.
I would have
Yes.
to concur. Do you know anything about the creatures that live in this lake by chance?
I know that there's been sightings of the monster, and then just general fish. There's knucklehead trouts, and there's whitefish in here, but all anybody ever seems to care about is the knucklehead trouts. Its bones are like ivory, you see. It's quite fascinating, and it can only be caught in Icewindale. No other place in Faerun has anything like this.
I see, and ivory is a very valuable material.
I
Do you know-
suppose it is in other areas, but not here in the north. If you went to Waterdeep and sold it, I'm sure it would sell for quite a bit, but anywhere north of at the City of Sales just isn't going to pay very much for it.
I concur. So, the fish, how much do you know about them? Do you know how big they approximately grow? And whether they attack boats or not?
They've been known to get as large as 3 meters. That's the record of them, at least. Most of them seem to be about the length of the body of a crag cat.
It seems that we can almost rule out the fish for the bite mark.
Oh, yes, they possess no teeth.
Then, from my deduction, I would say, have you ever heard of a Plesiosaur, Tally?
I can't say I have, actually.
Hmm.
The descriptions that I've gathered from the monster, so far anyway, is that it's the size of an ox. Other people say that it's the size of a house. Some say that it's a whale, and others say that it might just be a large fish. Some people describe it like a lizard. But I'm not sure how much any of that really holds truth.
And you say
Well-
these attacks only happen in Bremen?
They only happen to the Bremen fishers. It happens on the lake, but the other towns, their boats seem to do fine. It's only our boats that seem to have an issue. Well, I guess this town's boats. I'm not actually from here.
Do we know any of the local politics by chance?
I just know that the people here, they do sacrifices.
Sacrifices? Do go on.
The people in Bremen don't, per se, can do human sacrifices, but other towns do. Brenshander, East Haven, and Targos all kill people at the end of each month. It's quite unfortunate.
So no sacrifices in this town, then, correct?
Not in this town, not in Bremen.
See.
Bremen, I believe, sacrifices their warmth. So at the end of each month, they'll go a night without lighting a single fire. Not anywhere in the town.
Must get awfully cold with no fire in this kind of weather.
Absolutely. I can't imagine.
I see. So it's only the boats that are attacked from this town. I wonder why that is. Is there anything special about these boats, like the material they're made out of? Or any, I would guess you would say, anything they do in preparation before going out onto a journey?
No, the only thing that I can think of is that perhaps this unending winter has affected the monster's eating habits or demeanor in some way. Though I'm not sure why it only attacks our boats, but it could just be a coincidence.
Out of
Could it-
curiosity, how long can Grimsk stay out in the cold?
About as long as the rest of us. Why?
We're the only town here that doesn't do sacrifices. I'm thinking maybe someone wanted to rectify that.
I'm sorry? Well, we aren't the only town. Well, this town isn't the only one that doesn't do sacrifices. All the towns do sacrifices of some way. This town sacrifices their warmth. Some of them sacrifice people, and others sacrifice food. It's just the way of life here in the 10 towns. At least it has been for the past year.
Hmm.
We have to do something to try to appease the Frost Maiden. I can assure you that Grinsk is in no way affiliated with the Frost Maiden. He's a bastard, sure, but I don't think that he would ever go in league with her. All he cares about is his coin.
Yes, a dwarf would be more in love with coin than this nonsense. I wonder.
Well, in any case, if you guys are you guys planning on going out onto the lake?
Not at the moment. We have party members that we would like to convene with.
Do you plan on doing it eventually?
Yes.
I would believe so, yes.
Well, if you wouldn't mind, she takes a notebook out of her bag. Would you mind taking notes of the creature? I can't offer you much other than my gratitude, but if you're going out on the lake, just write down any information you might learn about the nature. If we know what's going on out there, the people of Raymond would be much safer for it, and well, it bears the potential to be awfully interesting.
I believe we have someone who can do that. They also draw pictures.
Oh, that's fantastic!
Yes, their art is stunning.
Well, that's absolutely wonderful. Well, if you do go out on the lake, just please take notes. I would love to understand the creature more.
We could do that. One more question, Tally. This lake, how many towns are connected to it by chance?
The ones that are connected to this town, it's Bremen. Targos also fishes from this town as well. Well, this lake, I suppose. Tourmaline and Lonelywood.
And does this
Those are
lake
the folk that use this lake.
And does this lake have any connection to the sea by chance?
Aside from the rivers, I don't believe so.
I wonder if overfishing could have a lack of food supply for the monster.
Well, if anything, I believe it's this cold weather. It had to have changed its demeanor in some way.
Yes. Irregardless, we shall get to the bottom of this. Thank you for your time, Tally.
No problem. Thank you for yours.
With that, Fendon, perhaps it's time to read with arms.
I agree. I believe from my deduction that it is a Plesiosaur, but I do not know why one would be in a lake, to say.
The fact that it's only attacking fishermen in Bremen cannot be a coincidence. I imagine There is a reason it is being guided towards Brent.
Yes. There must be something at work here, or something that is being done wrong.
Indeed. Well,
Right.
we shall meet our party members at the taverns, where we'll ask more about this Grimsk peril boar.
Well, Grinsk seems to be more than happy to allow you to use his boats. Just while you're waiting, I suppose, just catch a few trout for him. Shut the old hole up.
I'm sure we can do that. I do have a fishing rod.
I believe that the boat should have some in them, but if you're more than welcome to use your own as well, of course.
Very well. I will then.
Perhaps another time, Fenton.
Yes, perhaps another time. Irregardless, shall we go meet the others now?
Yeah.
Right, I guess we begin to walk away.
And now we will cut back to the party members who were going to begin speaking in Dwarvish to the people. To Fingrear.
So, Cornelius and Adrian enter the original tavern, the Black-Bearded Brothers Tavern.
Back again for more water?
Thank you for the offer. No, not quite. I did have a question as I speak that in Dwarvish.
You speak Dwarvish, and what is it that you would, what is your question this time? He says that back in Dwarvish to you.
Got it. I've learned a little bit more about what the lake monster may potentially be, although I'm still quite perplexed. You said that these attacks have been going on for about a month. Has anything substantial happened in the town within a month, besides the attack starting?
Not that I can think of, honestly. Aside from the murder that happened, well, the murders that began happening about 6 months ago, nothing really aside from that.
Out of character, is this something that we've already been made privy to?
Yeah, Suffolk.
Okay, right. So, back in character. I see. Well, to be honest with you then, I don't think there's much more that I can ask. Adrian, did you have any ideas?
Well, you wanted to know about the group of fishermen that survived, I guess?
Oh,
you?
that's right. I had totally forgotten. Thank you, Adrian. Yes. The group that had some missing people. I've forgotten the details that you mentioned. I apologize.
What about them?
Who were they?
I can't say that I know for sure. I just know that they were employed by Grinsk. He goes through fishermen quite frequently lately. It seems as though he has a new group at least once a week.
I see.
So how to keep
Is
track
there
of all of
anything?
them.
Is there anything you're able to tell us about Grinsk?
It's just that he's a greedy bastard. But he pays me well.
What type of service do you provide to him?
Beer and trouts. He drinks a whole lot of beer from mine and my brother's taverns.
Understood. Thank you. And instead of asking Adrian directly, Cornelius kind of just turns and gives an inquisitive look at Adrian.
What?
Nothing. Well, we should be going then. Again, thank you for your time.
Problem. And as you
And then-
guys walk outside, you guys do see Ferrando and Fendon walking up the path towards you.
Oh,
So, Fenton has discerned the nature of the beast.
I believe it to be a Plesiosaur. Do you know what that is by chance?
Well, in our conversations, we had also come to that conclusion. What tipped you off?
Well, a boat at the dock had a bite mark out of it that would match the jaws of a plesiosaur. That and the information from a dwarf named Grinsk and a lady named Tully, who is a researcher that lives in the town.
You actually weren't able to discern her gender
Oh, I
or their
wasn't able.
gender.
There, okay. The Tally
Hey.
was a the Tally was a half elf. I could not exactly tell whether male or female.
Understood. And what did your conversation with Grinsk go like?
Well,
It was coarse to be, well, generous. Cornelius, there is another bit of information that raises my... Bremen is the only town that fishes on this lake, that has been prone to these sorts of attacks, and that makes me wonder why.
I didn't realize that it was only the ships of Bremen. That also has me concerned.
This beast, I imagine, doesn't ordinarily attack?
That about lines up with what I know of them.
So, we have an agitator. That is the only logical explanation. Grimsk. Well, Cornelius, I don't suppose you could follow.
You'd like me to follow Grinsk?
Yes. I don't imagine he's the agitator, but we can rule out the suspects as we get.
It would be a good opportunity to learn a little bit more about him. There's simply too much left to the unknown currently to make any possible accurate conclusions.
I agree.
Where was Grinsk when you saw him last?
He was now by the docks. He was looking at people.
he was
Understood.
very insistent that there was no lake monster, and kept insisting that we go fishing.
Understood. Yeah, I can tail him for a little bit, see if I can figure anything out about him. It seems like he's well known amongst these taverns, but the barkeepers and owners just seem to have nothing but favorable opinions of him, considering he is quite a patron of theirs.
Did you discern anything else?
No, it seems like some of the stories about the monster are exaggerated a little bit, but based off of a couple of the testimonies I was able to hear, it about lines up with the conclusions that you've come with. So, I feel comfortable in moving forward with that information.
I don't suppose there were any survivors of any of the attack.
I heard that there were a few, but their information beyond being employed by Grinsk was not revealed to me.
Should we find these individuals ourselves?
Well, with what lead?
That's a good point. Perhaps we should ask around the town, see if the survivors are...
Perhaps we should go into a tavern so we're out of the cold while we talk.
Yes, I suppose that is actually...
I don't really like it out here.
No, it's bloody awful. Yes, to the
Understood.
tavern.
So
which tavern are you guys
three...
choosing?
Oh boy.
The stones even killed the river's mouth, the grumpy moose, the black-bearded brother. The grumpy moose is where you guys kept Jay's body, and where you guys recovered. The black-bearded brother is, the black-bearded brother.
I'd like to go to... Let's go into the tavern that secured ourselves in. Yes.
So the grumpy moose.
Yes.
Yes.
Alright. So those three will go to that tavern, and Cornelius will begin scouting the town while walking around as inconspicuously as possible.
Make a stealth check for me.
Please, for the love of God. Thank you.
Slightly below average.
Okay,
This was
now go ahead and make a perception check to see if you can find Grinsk.
Yeet.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, you find him probably within 5 minutes of like searching the town. You look in through one of the windows near the dock, and you see him just sort of like perched back, like an angry look on his face. His feet up on like a little footrest that he has, and he's just staring just off into the distance. He seems to be looking at a portrait that's on his wall.
So he's inside, and I'm kind of like looking into his house.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, there's literally nowhere I can be out here while looking inconspicuous for any extended period of time. I'd have to, like, break into his house. Does Cornelius see anything in or nearby, basically within earshot, that he could conceal himself within, besides, like, his own belongings?
There is a basin to your right, and it's full of knucklehead trout.
So it's like a giant sink?
It's like a giant crate full of knucklehead trout.
Anything else?
That seems to be about the only thing, except for, like, a bucket of solid ice that is to your left.
Damn it.
And the fish are frozen as well.
Of course.
So in short, no, there's nothing that you can hide inside of.
Right. So, with Cornelius's knowledge of Faerun, the like lands, right, hailing from Waterdeep, is he aware of any larger organizations, not specific to Icewindale, that impose any type of regulations on fishing?
No, it's usually locally managed by local fishermen groups.
Okay. And even in passing, he would not be privy to anything like that, correct?
No.
I suppose I will stand out of view of the window against the side of the house, and every so often I will look around as if I'm waiting for someone, and this will continue for 10 minutes.
Okay. Grinsk seems to be unmoving, aside from getting up to refill his flagon of ale.
Okay, so the whole 10 minutes elapses?
Yep. He seems to just be warming himself up by his fireplace.
So, besides his, like, where in the town is Grinsk's house?
He's not actually, like, in his house. He's, like, in his fisherman's lodge. So he's, like, right here.
Okay. And what do the adjacent buildings look like?
They all look to be the same. Just a giant warehouse, with a small little lodge placed in the front.
Well, as stealthily as possible, Cornelius will slink around and inspect the buildings.
Okay, looking through the windows, it seems as though there is a few rowboats hung up for maintenance, as well as nets and just various fishing supplies within inside the warehouses, as well as a few ice chests that are full of knucklehead trout. And all of the fronts with the lodges look to be relatively the same in uniform and the way that they look. So inside there's a fireplace, there's a portrait hung up above the fireplace, and then there's a few sofas scattered around with a table in the middle.
Understood. And the basin that Cornelius saw before outside of Grint's fishing lodge, the knucklehead trout that were in there, they were the whole fish.
Yeah, they were the whole fish. They were full knucklehead trout.
Okay. Cornelius will go to the front door of the fishing lodge and knock.
The one that Grinska's currently in?
Yeah, that's correct.
He like wiggles himself out of his chair, stands up and stomps himself over to the door and opens it up and looks up to you. What?
Hello. I'm looking for some knucklehead trout, and I was told to buy them directly from the source.
Okay. I can sell you a full fish for a silver piece.
Okay. Can Cornelius attempt to recall how much he paid for the meal at one of the taverns?
You paid 5 copper pieces for one of the meals, which was one
That
fillet
was
of
like
knucklehead trout.
A fillet, and how many fillets come from a trout?
There is 8 fillets per side, so
Okay, so
16
that's about
fillets
right.
per trout.
And Cornelius has heard that the ivory from the fish is expensive, or rather valuable, but does he have any perspective on how valuable?
It's valuable in places that are south of the city of Sales, so south of Luskan. Anywhere north of Luskan, it's essentially not that valuable, at least to the people that are here.
Right.
So
And I guess
here
with
you would
those-
know that it holds pretty much no value, whereas if you were to take the bones and go on like a trading trip or something like that, it would be pretty valuable. If you were to take it to something like Neverwinter, or even more valuable if you took it to Waterdeep.
Does 1 silver piece seem like an appropriate amount to charge for 1 whole knucklehead trout with what Cornelius knows?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Yeah.
As far as you know, you aren't sure on the prices of general, like, goods and fish. But just like doing quick math in your head, you would say that it might even be a little bit low. If you were to buy the fish commercially rather than from a source, it would sell for more.
So like a wholesaler. Got it. Cornelius will retort, "That seems rather inexpensive. Why are they so cheap?"
Well, the only thing that's good about them is the bones. Everybody up here is tired of their meat at this point. We've had nothing but damned knucklehead trout for 5 years now. Well, I suppose it's been more like 3. It was hard to find game before, but it's become even more difficult now. We find maybe a reindeer or a moose. I would say probably once a month per town.
Got it. And
We eat the crab
So has
cats, but they taste like shit.
that is good to know. I will not be seeking out any crag cat meat. Has it been difficult to find knucklehead trout recently?
Not really, I suppose. I hire fishermen. Are you interested in going fishing? Pay 5 copper pieces per trout. I can give you the boats, I can give you the gear. You just need to go do the fishing for me. It's a good
While
deal,
it's
I
a
promise.
tempting offer. No, of course. I trust you wholly and completely. I just have other matters that I must attend to, and so I can't commit to anything like that. Do you have any other types of fish for sale?
I personally only sell the knuckleheads.
Understood. Do you have any knucklehead trout that are ready to go this instant and not frozen?
I do not. My fishermen that I was supposed to pay today bailed on me, and the group that I tried to hire afterwards, well, they just seemed completely disinterested.
I understand. Well, I apologize for wasting your time. I was attempting to purchase one to cook up for lunch, but if it's wholly frozen, I can't do anything with it. Thank you for your time.
Well, you can always go catch one yourself. I'll give you one out of the lot that you catch.
Keep that in mind. And Cornelius begins to just kind of meander away from the door.
He gets like this grumpy look on his face, and then he slams the door. And you hear him like cursing under his breath in Dwarvish behind the door.
Is it anything intelligible?
It seems more like grumbling, like, God damn it, why can't I find any fishermen? Goddamn people are too scared to go out on the ice these days, and like just general grumblings about fish. And being unable to find somebody to go fishing for him.
So then Cornelius would head over to the taverns and see if he could... Oh, he knows which tavern they're in, and he would go to the taverns.
Yep, they are in the Grumpy Moose.
That guy's such a cock. Why doesn't he just go fishing himself?
He's a business owner. You ever been a manager before?
Yeah, but if you're a business owner with if you're a business owner with no employees, you do the work yourself until you get employees.
Well, it depends on if you want to be a successful business owner or not. But were they having a scene in the tavern while Cornelius was doing his thing? Or is it just like cut to current?
Did you guys want to have a scene?
Yeah, I wanted to try and find out where the survivors were.
Okay, so I can save you the brevity and tell you that they are no longer in Bremen, but if you want to roleplay it out, then we can roleplay it out.
No. So, I want to be just getting Steven back in. I'll talk to the barkeep, I guess. I want to find out if there's, like, someone agitating the Plesiosaur, right?
Let me find out a name for this one. This guy's name is going to be... Ustrug. Or actually, I like the name Fosterun better. His name is Fosterun.
Foston? Well, hello there.
Yeah.
Barkeep.
It's been a while. Did you guys get that young lady's body back okay?
We did. The burial is to commence in 2 days, I believe.
I see.
We were hoping to remedy the monster situation with the lake. It's come to my attention rather, that Bremen is the only town experiencing this difficulty.
I have only heard stories, but I would say that is most likely the case.
Do you know of anyone who would benefit from the situation?
Only what Targos and Tourmaline. Well, all of them, I guess, would fucking benefit from it.
Targos? Really?
Targos, Lonelywood, and Tourmaline. That's what I said.
So, sorry, out of character. Targos is the traitor.
What? Targos is the town that you guys passed on your way here.
Okay.
You have to go to you have to go through Targos to get to Bremen. He's essentially naming the other towns that like are on the border of this lake.
Okay. So the idea is
like the other fishermen towns is who he's naming.
I suppose that is a fair point. The other fishermen towns would benefit, but you'd imagine that if there was some sort of conspiracy that large, it would be hard to keep tabs.
Your mic cut out.
Oh, sorry. I imagine a conspiracy that large would be difficult to keep tabs. Is there anyone here in Bremen specifically who would benefit? It's fishing.
Not as far as I know. Everybody here is a fisherman by heart. I don't see anybody that would benefit. Not a one.
Fenton, what do you know about plesiosaurs in terms of their ability to be captured or killed?
Well, if if you know anything about whaling, I would reckon it would be similar to that, as all my knowledge comes from books, not actually having seen one myself.
Whaling is quite the dangerous venture.
Yes, and I believe plesiosaurs are very archaic species, so they are carnivorous.
But also know that that plesiosaurs are typically they're typically their fin span is about 20 feet in diameter.
Shit. They are quite large. They can be, as some of the rumors could say, small as an ox, large as a house. As their fin span can grow up to 20 feet in either direction, and they have multiple fins.
Most often, they're seen at around 10 feet, though.
Okay. But we do not know the size of this.
I couldn't help it.
And
Barkeep, one last question. When did Tally come to this town?
Tally? Well, she's been a researcher. She's been in and out for the past year and a half, I suppose.
And
she comes and she goes.
The attack started a month ago, yes?
The attack started a month ago. That's correct. At least to our best knowledge.
So Tally comes and goes, does she? When was the last time that she left?
The time that Tally left was probably about 2 months ago.
Interesting. Perhaps we should go find Cornelius. Discuss a little bit more detail what's going on. I guess with that, what check is that to find?
To find Tally?
To find, Cornelius.
To find what?
To find Cornelius.
To find Cornelius? Cornelius, are you back yet?
Did I AFK?
No, I am talking about, like, you were heading back to the tavern, correct?
Conveniently I can be back. Yeah, I can be walking in the door as Ferrando.
Okay, I was just making sure that you were on your way back to the tavern. So yeah, Cornelius would be coming in at this point.
Ta-da!
Cornelius, I believe we might have been a little too hasty in our targeting of Brimsk. I'm wondering if Tally's curiosity has urged her to tempt the beast out.
Well, yeah, that sounds about right. I didn't gather too much information on Grinsk when I was observing him. Although I find it quite odd, this town has a surplus of these knucklehead trout, and I really don't understand the motivation for Grinsk so avidly looking for people to go fishing. He already has so much stock.
That is curious. And I remember Tally giving us a little bit of a push that the boats were also might as well.
Well, if we're gonna go out on the lake, we're gonna need a contingency plan in case we get attacked.
I believe this problem can be solved without venturing.
Okay.
Let's corner Tally.
You know...
Wait, what did you say, Ian?
I said let's corner Tally.
So we can do that. Cornelius would like to try and recall some information, though.
Okay.
When we murked Suffolk, we initially encountered him, and he was kind of next to some boats. What town was that in?
That was this town.
That was this scene. Okay. Stretch, feel free to say no. Right. Does Cornelius have any recollection of what other boats from other towns look like?
When you were in Targos, you saw like their sails. Like this town seems to be using more rowboats. Their larger ships are out on the ice, I suppose, but it seems like this town is much less of a fishing town than Targos. Where Targos, it seemed like there was large ships and it was all about fishing. This town seems to be about fishing, but not to as severe of a degree. Their boats seem to be much, much smaller, and the majority of the fishermen seem to be use rowboats in this town.
So, internal inflecting done. We could attempt to do that, although I wouldn't like to make an enemy if we don't have to. Do we have to approach it that aggressively, friendo?
Yes, I'd rather not. I'm at a loss of what else to do. Clearly the creature is being agitated by something that is specific to Brand.
Maybe I can try talking to the creature.
That would be curious. You can do that?
I'm unsure, but it would be worth the try.
Well, if you do try and talk to it, I promise I won't try and shoot it.
I'm glad we're learning, Cornelius.
That is an option, but if we wish to do otherwise, then I guess we could do so.
I say that we prepare as much as possible and venture out onto the lake to see what kind of information we can get. We've unfortunately already interrogated probably whatever useful information we can get out of the poor townsfolk we've spoken with so far. I don't necessarily want to engage the creature, but I do want to see what we can glean off of just attempting to observe it.
Fendon, what proximity to the beast would you need to be?
I would believe I would need to be relatively close, but not on top of it per se.
Would being on
Essentially
top
about
of
the
it
same
help?
distance that it takes for two people to talk to each other.
So, like,
Oh,
you
God.
could, like, shout, like, 30 feet away and have, like, a conversation.
Well, if the beast is underwater, then it's going to have to be a pretty fucking loud shout, but...
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, sounds travel better underwater.
yeah, but they distort more easily.
True.
Well, so out of character, right? Metagaming. Speak with animals, you know, it translates to whatever language. So if Bendon were to stick his head in the water and speak Plesiosaur, wouldn't it be a bunch of Plesiosaur noises that are
So
adapted?
he wouldn't be
travel well
using
in
a
water.
spell. A feature of druids is that they're able to determine creatures' demeanors and what they want based off of their like body language. So the creature can understand him, but the way that he understands the creature is the creature's body language.
It's like an advanced insight check.
So he's not actually trying to speak to it. He's just trying to discern
Well, he
what
can
it wants.
speak to it, and the creature can understand him, but he's not going to be able to like understand the creature.
Excuse me. He's not trying to
aside
have a
from, like,
conversation
insight.
with it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Is an option.
Alright, well, back in character, Cornelius doesn't really have anything to add to the conversation.
Well, if you think you can do it, I mean, I'm not here to stop anyone from doing anything that they feel like. I'm just here to tag along.
Best case scenario, I can learn what I can. Worst case scenario, well, we get eaten.
You could also... You could also draw a picture for me. I don't know if I'll be able to see it if you're going to do the stuff. Or are we coming with?
If you wish to come with me.
It seems like we might be maybe more threatening if we all go. Maybe it would be best if just you went.
I am not comfortable with that plan.
Pretty split. Let's split it more.
Yeah, we would all want to go together. For this sort of...
Ooh.
I'm curious.
Well,
Does the Plesiosaur breathe underwater?
Do I know if it comes up for air like a whale, or if it's just solely aquatic?
Let me tell you. Look at
Is
this.
it a mammal?
Well, I'm checking stat block for it. It is a mammal, so it needs to breathe air.
I believe it acts similar to a whale, where every once in a while it needs to come up for air. So, if I'm lucky, I may be able to communicate. If not, I could always stick my head in the water.
Boy, I'd rather not have. You can. Yes. I would like to do this without trying to slay a beast, given how well my beast slaying has gone these last weeks. Last few 10 days, rather.
I agree.
We could always take 2 boats out.
Well, that's what I had begun to think about. We sit in the primary boat and we use one of our ropes to have a secondary backup boat tied to the back of us.
There were 2 rowboats.
2 rowboats. If you fail to speak to the beast, that means we'll engage in combat.
Yes, and worse comes to worse, we must leave in the water immediately.
I highly doubt we'll be able to run once we're on. Sure, nice.
If the ice is thick enough, we may be able to cross it on foot then. But we shall see.
Yep, I think it's best we go put our plan into action.
Very
This
well.
is... Yep. This is such a bootleg plan.
Cornelius has nothing else that's more useful.
Alright, so you guys are going to take the rowboats out onto Lake?
Yeah, unfortunately.
how are we splitting our party onto the different rowboats? Or were we all going on one rowboat?
Yeah.
I was about to ask who's going on which rowboat.
So, how
So
do we wanna do
ideally, we would all fit into one rowboat, and then the
I
second
think
one
that's
would
not
just...
ideal.
Yeah, split it up.
Ideally, Fendon might go by himself and speak to it and be non-aggressive and not threatening. In my opinion.
and maybe have you guys in tow?
Like, Fendon, does it have the intelligence of, like, a common animal, or is it smart?
Do I know anything, whether it's intelligent or primal?
Typically they are creatures of instinct.
So, if there's, like, a lot of people, wouldn't that be, like, more threatening?
Yes.
It is a giant lake monster.
This plan
Okay.
is not the most convenient, but I do not exactly see what alternative we have.
Do you
Or
ever
I
feel
could just-
threatened by a basket
mean-
of fruit? There's
Yeah.
more than one orange. Ooh.
Yeah, I have. Actually. Anything else to say? Didn't think
Well, I
so.
guess when you're blind.
Okay. Okay.
Who here has the capacity to attack a distance?
I do.
As do I.
I have limited
I do.
capacity, but I do.
We all do?
Adrian, what equipment do you have that allows you to attack from a distance?
I have lots of equipment. I guess I have these, and I'll pull out some darts.
Darts are 1d6, right?
1d4. But they're a monk weapon, so
So you can attack twice.
they
with them.
deal. So they're a d4 for now. And let's see. Yeah, I can just do lots of stuff. Don't worry about me.
And your monks have high dex, right?
Sure.
That is metagaming. I will not allow him to answer that question.
Okay, fine. Alright. I just do not want to die. Alright. I believe Cornelius and I will take one boat. Given your darts there, Adrian, have the superior ranged weapon. Additionally, up close, yours.
I like how much you're cutting out because it makes it so we can't like parse up your sentence, so we have to fill in the rest. It's like a fill in like puzzle.
I was saying that Adrian should go with Fendon. Cornelius and I will take the other.
Yeah.
Okay, so Adrian and Fendon, and then Verando and Cornelius.
That was actually the only way that was possible aside from Fendon going on his own. And then all of us in the same thing.
Before we head out, can I ritual cast detect magic?
Like at the dock?
It only lasts for 10 minutes, though, to my knowledge.
Well, maybe I'll find something. Most likely not.
I'm magic. No. Not
So,
really.
do you state your intention to the party?
Yes.
Alright, well,
And I will just sit down on the dock and prepare my ritual and cast.
Friendo and I will get a head start.
Okay,
Now-
so you guys are going to begin dragging the boats out onto the ice.
Yeah, like getting them prepared to embark.
Oh. Well,
How thick is the ice as we look out onto the lake?
It's pretty thick. It's about as thick as the ice that you guys crossed the river on.
Okay. I believe I am ready now.
okay. Let's move the boat out.
Adrian and I will go to the center of the lake, and we shall hope.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Damn it.
I don't know if it's
Right?
good or bad.
Alright,
We're about
so you
to
guys
find out.
drag your boats out onto the ice, and they are ready to be pushed off into the water.
So, I guess Friendo would be in the boat, and Adrian would be in their boat, and me and Fendon would be ready to shove off and hop in.
You guys ever done this before?
I can't say that I have.
Neither have I.
Oh,
It can't be too complicated.
Oh, Lord.
How hard can rowing a boat be?
Well, apparently really difficult, out of character.
So it's actually not easy for a first time person to just get into a boat when it's like out on the water.
Okay, hold on. Way to solve this.
Well, so my plan, Cornelius's plan, was to have Adrian and Friendo sit in the boat, and me and Fendon would be at the back of the boat. We would shove the boat onto the ice, and in the same maneuver, jump in. But
I
like
mean-
gracefully
That
to
would
not
be
You
sink
guys
it.
are able to get off just fine, so you guys are able to
Okay.
like get into the boat and get off of it just fine.
Okay.
So yeah, is everyone in their position?
Sure.
All right. Cornelius turns his head at Fendon and nods, and we synchronize shove off.
Off we go.
Alright, Alright, so you guys shove off. Who is steering the boat? Like, who is rowing in each boat?
Oh,
Cornelius,
Lord.
do you know how to row? I've never been in a boat before.
I can give it my best try.
Why are
Alright,
you
so
talking to
Cornelius
him?
is steering their boat, and who is steering the other one?
I believe.
Rando or Adrian?
Wait, how did things end up like this?
Yeah, I thought we were doing Cornelius, Ferrando, and then Adrian Fendon. As the pair.
That's what we were doing.
That's fine. Okay, so Cornelius is rolling his boat with Rando, then who's rolling the other one? Fendon or Adrian?
Is that a rhetorical question?
No, I'm literally asking.
It would have. I would imagine if the defendant wants to commune with the animal, he probably should.
Yeah. Adrian, do you
I
wish
imagine-
to...
They want to get anywhere useful.
I can try.
Oh my
Right.
god.
An experience for all of us.
Alright, so you guys begin rowing out. As you guys are rowing out, there's an iceberg up ahead. I need the people that are rowing to make a wisdom check for me. And if you're proficient with water vehicles, add your proficiency bonus.
We're gonna Titanic, aren't we?
20.
Oh, and who's in which boat, by the way? Which one of you are in the bitten boat? Or which group is in the bitten boat?
The bitten boat. We were not made privy to this knowledge.
That would definitely be us. Fendon and Adrian.
Yeah.
I don't see very well over here.
Yeah, oh,
I
by the
believe
way,
in
one of
the
your
boat.
boats has a giant fucking hole in it. Kind of important.
Like, does it fully pierce the hull type bite, or
No, it was where the lantern was.
easy enough?
The bow of the rowboat is missing.
Oh god.
There's just like a bite on the back by the stern of the boat. There's just a
Oh.
bite like, on the back.
The back of the boat. So it's like a nip. Okay.
Yeah.
Easy enough.
Mm,
Alright, so
Does that
Adrian,
mean I
you're
have
able
disadvantage?
to navigate your boat just fine. You're able to get it around the iceberg, without any issues. However, Cornelius, not being privy to rowing a boat, you're able to sort of get out of the way to avoid a head-on collision, but the side of your boat crashes against it, and your hull takes 5 points of bludgeoning damage.
How fast could we have been going? I have a -1 strength modifier.
well,
Alright, so
rowing
you
a
guys
boat's
are
not all
rowing
about
again,
strength.
and
Oh
you
my
guys
god.
are doing fine, and then another iceberg is coming up. I need you two to make another wisdom check.
Unfair penalty. So given what happened last time, I'd like to ask for Friendo's help in navigating. Just assist me.
Yes,
please.
fine, Cornelius, I'll help you, you daft fool.
Okay.
Okay, this time you guys are both able to just, push off the ice with your oars, and you guys are able to navigate through that one just fine. You guys are going, and then another one is coming up.
I am going to assist in navigating this time as well.
I
Here
hate
comes
this.
another one.
Teamwork makes the
Cornelius,
dream
look out,
work.
Cornelius.
Uh,
Cornelius, I'm telling you
so-
that now.
Adrian, you guys are able to push off the iceberg again, and you guys are navigating through this without any problem. Cornelius and Ferrando, you guys try to push off the iceberg, but you guys do it a bit too late, and your hull takes another 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Shit.
So is
does-
Cornelius able to determine the integrity of the rowboat at this point?
Is his boat bloodied?
No, this boat is not bloodied.
Okay.
Is it splintered?
You
Jesus.
guys see the scrapes of the wood, but other than that, your boat seems to be doing fine currently.
Okay.
Alright, so you guys are rowing, and there's another one.
Why are you like this?
Here comes another one, Adrian.
This is just
This isn't
how
the
this
module.
goes.
This is you
That was the
personally.
delay.
No, this is
Did
the
you hear
box.
him assist me? He said that something was coming up.
Yes.
All right, Adrian. Once again, you guys do just fine. Cornelius and Brando, you guys are sort of like arguing with each other at this point. Why'd you make us run into it? No, you did. And then you guys sort of like miss this iceberg that's coming up, and you guys crash into it again, the scraping on the side of your boat, and your boat is taking another 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
I'd like to argue that we had the impact with a sponge. We're moving at 0.1 nautical miles an hour.
All right, so you guys are rowing just fine, and then there's another one.
Another one, Adrian. Hopefully the others can dodge it this time.
My
Cornelius,
God,
don't you
these
miss this one.
rolls!
Cornelius, don't you miss it. Even I see it.
Cornelius Brando. Well, Cornelius, last one being assisted.
My rolls were all
die.
amazing and yours were all shit. That feels so bad.
Yes, thank you, Watson.
Good job.
Just
Easy.
Kill us super hard.
All right, so you guys are doing just fine, Adrian. You're like navigating this shit without any issue. Cornelius and Brando, you guys are like arguing amongst yourselves, and this time a pretty large iceberg comes up, and you guys scrape it against the side, and you guys hear the splintering of wood. This time as you go across it, your boat is not bloodied, but it did take an additional 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Of course it did.
So your guys' boat is looking pretty roughed up at this point.
You don't say.
I'm gonna shout back, are you alright back there?
Well, we're fine. I don't know about the boat.
Just my pride.
All right, and finally, you guys are out onto the water. You guys are out onto the open water. There's a few icebergs around, but you guys make the decision to just drop anchor and wait.
I'll
So
whisper
you guys are
over
far
to...
enough out at this point.
Nice. I'll whisper over to Fendon and Giant, hoping that the other two will not be able to hear and or understand. Do you think they're gonna make it back okay? I'm kind of worried about them.
I look back, kind of squinting at their boat. Well, if they take a few more hits, it looks like freezing won't be the only thing that is going to be the death of them.
What, should we help somehow?
I do not believe there's anything we can actually do currently from our state if they cannot pilot the boat. Although I have to say, even for being blind, you are remarkably accurate in your turning.
Well, you were helping. The only reason we were able to make it out unscathed.
Really?
Okay. So, I guess I will just get in a meditative pose and put a hand in the water, I guess. And
Something takes a bite. Ah!
Wait, you're just keeping your hand in the water like the entire time you're waiting?
Yes, while I'm like
Hand
meditating.
freezes.
Yeah, you can freeze.
I like it.
Okay, so you keep your hand in the water for about a minute, and it feels as though like it's like numb, and it feels as though it's just like dead weight off to the side. Are you taking it out of the water yet, or are you keeping it in?
I'm gonna take it out. Well, it's just a little cold. As I show Adrian my hand. Oh, you cannot see, I forget. Just a little cold.
Yeah, I believe it. It is quite chilly.
You do your best to dry it off by shaking it and drying it on your clothes. And then you put it back into its glove and hope that your body heat gets back to your hand at some point.
I guess while I'm doing that, I'll light my hooded lantern and just set it in the middle of the boat.
There should be lights on the boat. Yes, there is. However, they are set to be incorrect. 1 second.
Also, doesn't their boat not have a lantern?
Your guys' boats have like lights, so there's like little lanterns on the boat,
Oh,
like on the sides
okay.
of the boat that you guys would have lit before you set off. Let me track the correct light
As
settings
we
on here.
slowly watch the other
I
boat
thought I
go
did
dark.
this before, but apparently not.
Oh no, it's coming.
Man, fuck out of here.
Um,
If our
Oh.
player characters die, I'm holding Denny personally responsible.
What is it that everyone's each other?
I did nothing wrong except try to help.
You perfectly navigated a field of icebergs as a fucking blind person. You did everything wrong.
I hear toxicity.
Well, report me
This is
then.
prejudice. This is prejudice.
Well, now that I can actually see, then I will not light my lantern.
Um,
But I will hold my hand that I had in the water towards one of the lanterns to attempt to warm it back up.
I'll move over to Fendon and offer to help him warm his hand back up because he said he put it into the water and I heard him fucking splashing it around.
Go ahead and make a medicine check to assist someone warming up his hand.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like put his hand like directly on my skin.
Do you want me to make the medicine check or him?
I'm asking Adrian to make one.
Okay.
Nailed it.
For the next hour, your hand is pretty cold before it starts to warm up. Over the course of this hour, you guys do see a rowboat from Tourmaline with about 4 fishermen on top on the ship, and it seems as though they're keeping their distance. And they're just fishing in the area, and they seem to do that for about an hour.
I guess I'll take
Stupid
out
question time.
a notebook and just like dot down interesting things I see out here.
Why don't we start fishing?
When Cornelius was bumping into the icebergs, did he have a bias, like an unconscious bias, obviously, but is one side or point of the boat significantly scuffed up compared to any other part of the boat?
It seems as though it was on both sides, so...
Of course it was.
Alright, so are you guys pulling out the rods from the middle of the boat and fishing?
After I
Yeah.
warm Fendon's hand, yeah.
I will not fish. I will just keep it in meditative pose.
What
Alright,
check would that?
Ferrando, Cornelius, what are your guys' passive perceptions?
12 for
13.
me.
Okay, so Cornelius then,
Oh god.
you're saying "oh god" before it even begins.
You just had me crash into 4 icebergs!
That's not my
You
problem.
crashed into 4
Yeah,
icebergs.
you're
Lower
one
the
that made
DC,
roll.
god!
The DC was 14.
Of course.
Get good.
Nice. Even the cripple did better.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Whoa, that's way worse than what I said. Hold on.
Yeah, that's way worse than me calling my character a gimp. Hold on.
Oh, no.
My apologies. Joking.
Oh shit, is that my dice?
Yes.
Net
There's
20s.
now D4s
all net 20s.
scattered everywhere on your
Wait.
floor.
Does
Wait, no, it
Cornelius
wasn't my dice.
passively
It wasn't.
perceive a 24-carat knucklehead trout that he'll be able to sell to fuel his wildest dreams? Is that what he perceives?
Yes. 3 of them, actually.
Oh no.
6. Yes, that was a dice. I don't know which one it was, but
Oh, no.
I have 6 of my 7 dice. It's fine. Whichever one it was, I can just roll. Oh no, it was the fork that fell. Okay, so Cornelius, you see a shape under the water begin to swim up at a super fast speed, towards you, and then a knucklehead trout leaps out of the water and is going to make a tail attack against you.
Yes, Asian carp.
I was about to say. Where is its tail fin aimed at?
It is aimed at your face.
Are y'all still fully
Does a
armored?
20 hit?
Yes.
Alright, you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage from this massive tail slapping you in the face, and before it dives in the water, because of your passive perception, you get an opportunity attack.
I'm gonna... Like, as quick...
Oh,
So you can make an
dang.
opportunity? Okay, yeah.
Oh, dang.
That does hit.
Okay. So what happens as a result of that, I guess?
Well, roll the damage, and then we'll find out.
Oh, there's damage? Oh. Do I just click on it again?
You click on Shocking Grasp. Because it was a melee attack, so... Alright, so you sort of like reach out and you touch this fish as it's beginning to fall back into the water, and you zap it with this electricity. It seems to have some like scorch marks on it, and it seems to be very hurt as it dives back into the water and just begins swimming off. Though very, very haphazardly. It doesn't seem to be swimming in a very uniform motion.
So in a turn, stupid question, I can't know exactly, but how far away did it swim?
You can judge it to be about 10 feet at this point.
Alright, so is it, for all intents and purposes, my turn again?
Yeah, it would be at this point.
So Cornelius will stand up while having very little regard for the rocking of the rowboat and go, "Arr!" And he'll whip out his short bow and knock an arrow and shoot it at the fish.
That does not hit, unfortunately.
Goodbye, arrow.
So then you watch as the arrow like sort of flies into the water, but because of the misplacement, it sort of flies past the fish and just begins to sink to the bottom, and the fish begins to dive down, and it disappears.
I thought knucklehead trout were peaceful, generally speaking. This is curious.
I don't know anything about them, but I guess be on guard.
Alright, and whoever is fishing over the course of the next hour, I need you to make a survival check.
We didn't really get a chance to discuss that, did we? Because the fish attacked. I'll stay on watch. You fish if you'd like. I don't care. Cornelius is very generally annoyed and irritable.
Oh, man.
Denny said he'll be right back. He's using the restroom.
Okay.
How do you use these blasted rods anyway?
I wouldn't know. I've never had to really work for my food, besides if it were just sport. Well, that's what you do when you fish. I've never fished for sport.
For the course of the next hour, Ferrando, you fail to catch any fish, and then I'll have Denny make his check when he gets back.
Could I sit
I'm back. What am I doing?
You said that you were going to be fishing for knucklehead trout, right? Over
Yeah.
The hour?
Oh yeah.
So go ahead and make a survival check for me.
Could I assist him by instructing him on or her on how to fish?
Yeah.
No.
If you wanted to, like if she's willing.
Is she willing?
But yeah,
I'm doing
either
fine
way,
on my own.
Over the next hour, neither of you catch any fish.
Ooh.
I can do it. I know I can't.
Watch how
also-
it's done, Adrian. Watch how it's done.
At some point
Was
during
that
that hour...
directed at me?
Yeah.
Watch how it's done? Huh?
Cornelius
Hour,
would have
about
drawn
half
his
an hour
rapier.
in. Wait, what?
At some point during that hour, Cornelius would have drawn his rapier and just kind of had it ready at his side.
Got it. So over the course of the next hour, about half an hour in, ripples disrupt the surface of the lake, causing your boat to bob from side to side. A large mass glides through the dark water below you.
Fendon, I believe that is your cue.
I am going to go ahead and... Is it like a giant noticeable shadow in the water?
Yeah, and it just like swam under you, and it seems to be swimming away now.
I guess I will attempt to shout and see if it can hear me.
Okay.
What ails you? We mean no harm.
Right, so you're screaming at the top of your lungs. What are you saying?
We mean no harm. I wish to speak.
You watch the shape turn, and then a reptilian head at the end of a long, slender neck rises out of the cold, dark water. The creature gazes at you intently, and it says, in common, I'm listening.
My mouth is going to open a
that
little
is
bit.
a twist I did not see coming.
May I ask how you can understand and speak our language?
The human who gave me this gift is named Ravison, and claimed to serve the Frost Maiden. Ravison said I must do my part to help the Frost Maiden, who wants the people of Bremen to suffer.
Huh. We have a Frost Maiden in our party. Someone who was kissed by the Frost Maiden in our party, and yet another, unfortunately, who passed at the hands of Sefik.
So, would that explain why the boats of Bremen are the only ones that have been under attack, as they would say? Correct?
Friendo, you should let the Druid do the negotiating.
Yes, fair point.
Let's just watch.
Can't say more. I don't want to be a stupid beast again.
I do not believe you to be stupid. Every creature, regardless, is intelligent in its own way.
The courting of the Loch Ness Monster.
How
What'd you
did... What?
I said the courting of the Loch Ness Monster.
Ah.
Sorry, what was the name of the person that
Yes.
Ravison.
Ravison.
What were you going to ask, Fendon?
I forgot what I was actually asking. May I ask how you came upon the ability to speak? I know you mentioned that someone kissed by the Frost Maiden gave you the ability, but how? As I've never heard of anything allowing animals to speak like this.
Make an Arcana check for me.
Oh, lordy lord.
Yeah, so you aren't really sure what could have caused this. The Plesiosaur responds with, I'm not sure. I used to just swim around the lake and eat fish. But Ravison gave me this gift.
Is it per se do you understand what a contract is? Where in exchange for something you must do or assist to keep the contract?
I don't want her to take it away. I assumed that... I assumed that because it was given to me, it can be taken away.
Yes, I do understand. And this is absolutely remarkable, as I've never seen anything or heard of anything of the sorts done like this. I'm just kind of shocked and just amazed at the same time. Do you have a name? Or do you wish a name?
I wasn't given a name, no.
Would you like one?
What is a name?
A name is what, I guess, beings of intelligence would be used to refer to each other as. You see, I was never born with a name such as same as you, but being around people, and then I just gesture to the others, I was named Fendon, and that is what I am called.
A creature as unique as yourself is deserving.
Fendon, make a persuasion check with advantage.
Ooh.
Huh.
I suppose I'd like a name. That would be nice.
Is there anything that you would prefer to be called? Anything in particular that you enjoy?
like eating fish.
And I just pondered myself. Would the name Nessie suffice?
Of course.
Nessie. I suppose that will do.
Are you perchance to say a female or a male? If you understand what that is.
I don't understand.
Never mind then.
Thank
so
you.
Nessie would be a fitting name then.
Nessie? Wait, sorry, do we already ask why Bremen is the target?
No. We have not yet.
So, Nessie, what wrong has Bremen done the Frostmaiden? I'm so curious to know. Perhaps we can be of assistance to your gift giver, if you will.
I'm not sure. Robinson just instructed me to do what I needed to do. I'm not sure of anything other than that. I don't want to lose my gifts.
Understandable.
I must do what Robinson tells me to do.
Yes, we wouldn't
Are
want
you proficient in Arcana?
I am.
Really?
Yeah, I am also.
Okay. I already had Fendon make one, so Adrian, go ahead and make an Arcana check for me. Okay, yeah, so neither of you are aware of the magic that might have done this.
And Cornelius will be the next to speak. And he will do this to the best of his ability to not threaten Nessie. But Cornelius will say, well, Nessie, I wouldn't want you to lose your gift either. You are quite a unique creature. However, I fear, should your actions continue, you may be hunted.
Hunted? Like I do with fish?
Yes.
I don't see why anybody would want to eat me.
Well, they may not necessarily be interested in eating you, but rather to stop this, what has been deemed bad behavior of attacking the boats. For you see, humans are quite selfish creatures. They don't really see things the way that you do. And when you attack a boat of a human or a human species, and Cornelius gestures around, they perceive it that you have done something wrong. And so I advise you, out of concern for your livelihood.
I don't think I've done anything wrong. I'm just doing what I was told.
I understand. And that's why I have approached this conversation the way that I have. You
I don't
do
want
not
to be
perceive
stupid again.
wrongdoing, but it is not universally looked at it that way.
I would rather die than be stupid again.
And that is an understandable sentiment, Nessie.
No.
Do you know where this Robinson is, by chance? That we may wish to talk to him?
I know not where she is now.
She is.
Nor do I know where she came from.
What if we could do something to let you continue to be intelligent, but find a way so the bargain could be ended between Robinson, so you may remain intelligent, but the attacks could stop?
I don't think Robinson would like that very much.
What if there was a way to find a way around Robinson where you would no longer be doing his bidding, her bidding?
Well, as far as I know, she gave me this gift. She can take it away.
She is not the only one with such gifts, Nessie. Now, I'm not saying that we cease your gift. I'm saying that perhaps we can find another. who can give you the gift with more certainty. Though, there is no rush. You seem to be enjoying yourself, and that's rather grand, I'd say.
Other people can give this gift? How?
It's called magic. I must admit, I'm not gifted in it, but I know those who are. My instructor, Garen, was the one who bequeathed me my elegance with a blade. He did so through magical instruction. It's Discord.
No, you're fine. Dobby has to think about what they're gonna say.
Make a persuasion check for me.
Sure.
Brando.
You can't really help someone be persuasive, can you?
Yeah, you can add your
Yeah,
2 cents in.
You could assist. The
Oh,
way
he
that you
already
help
threw the
them is
dice.
by also trying to convince them that it's fine. And I would have said that it would have been at advantage by the thing that you guys have been saying so far anyway.
Friendo, easy on the dice. Cool those in.
Well, if there's somebody else that can give me this gift and you find them, then I promise I won't attack any more fishermen.
That sounds like a very fair deal.
I would advise, though, that if other people in large amount of boats come from the town of Bremen, that you do try to hide. For should the attacks continue, they will come and hunt you, as Ferendo has said.
It's me.
Can I start drawing
Cornelius.
the awakened being?
Can you guys see the name tag?
Yeah.
Wait, really? That's not
Yeah.
supposed to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, we still don't know what it means or does, but
I guess while she's drawing, I'll
Did
just...
you guys see the health bar too?
No.
No,
No.
just the name.
I see all the numbers. No, not really.
Yeah, I'll just
Um,
take notes down as well. Just general things that I notice about Nessie.
You guys can't see the nameplate anymore, right?
True.
Right.
Well, I promise that I won't attack any more boats. I can't do it for too long, though.
we understand you're taking on a risk, and so we will proceed with urgency, and I trust that you will do what you have to do, Nessie. We wish you all the best.
I'll be waiting. And then
Hopefully
with that, Nessie sinks her head back into the water before you can finish what you're saying and swims deep into the lake.
How much of my drawing did I get done while she was up?
Make a intelligence check because you're drawing a creature.
But it's there.
But you're blind.
You're able to remember what she looks like well enough that you're actually able to finish your picture. And it looks like a very well done sketch.
Yes.
It's not colored or shaded, but it looks to be a very well done sketch by an artist.
That's 2 drawings from 16 to 20 now. 2.
How much information was I able to write down about Nessie in the time?
All the information that you're able to remember.
Alright.
So pretty much all the information that you know about Plesiosaurs, you're able to write down.
Easy enough.
Alright, well, I believe it's time we head back and find ourselves this wizard, I presume? Revison.
I don't even knows at this point.
Indeed.
These adventures could be summarized into a series of children's books, and they would be very entertaining for children.
I'm curious as to what happens when we bring this towards the attention of Jillian. If this is the Frost Maiden's bidding, then Jillian might take issue with the fact that we are trying to get this beast to stop.
Why would she do that?
She is a servant of the Frost Maiden.
Yes.
Yes. If
But
this
is
the
she a
Frost
servant? Didn't you guys
That-
say that she helped fight that one person?
Sefik? Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
That doesn't sound like something 2 servants would be doing.
Hmm.
So,
I suppose we'll
not
know.
to speak on Ian's behalf, but 30-minute warning.
Gotcha.
Oh, I know. I've been keeping track of it too.
Just letting everyone else know too.
Well, let us be on our way then.
Away! Time to crash into. Well, actually,
More
time to get us to make some
icebergs.
saves. So we don't
Oh, and whoever
freeze to
was
death.
fishing, for that half hour, make a survival check for me.
Do it, friendo. Bring it home.
Oh, do I get to do it again?
Yep.
I thought
For
I
that
had.
half hour.
Oh!
Very nice.
Great.
I thought I had
I
a
would
roll
like
of 30.
to test the friendo in the fishing. Oh, damn it.
Alright, go ahead and make an athletics check for me, Adrian.
Oh, baby.
Oh, never mind.
Alright, you're able to pull up this knucklehead trout into the boats. It's flailing around, but you caught yourself a knucklehead trout.
Fendon, help!
I'm gonna club it on the head.
Jesus.
Okay. Go ahead and make. Do you have a club, or what are you clubbing with?
I might actually have a club.
He's gonna hammer fist it really
I
hard.
do not, so I'm gonna have to like punch down on it.
Okay. Go ahead and make an unarmed strike then.
So just strength roll then.
Yep.
All right. Oh.
So you go to punch it, and as you're going down to punch it, it opens up its mouth and it tries to bite you.
Oh no.
Does a 21 hit?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Does a 21.
It
As
is.
you go down to punch it, it opens up its mouth, and you feel the weight of its jaws crush in because it doesn't actually have teeth. But its jaws like crush around your hand, and you're taking 6 bludgeoning damage from it.
Is it
Cornelius.
grappled because it is being fished right now? It is on my line.
It is not grappled currently, no. Unless
So-
you want to attempt to grapple it, which you can do.
But the fishing line does not do anything to it.
No.
Okay.
In a way, it's restrained because it's now
Then-
under Fendon's control.
Then I will just
Currently,
punch it.
Fendon's like fist is currently like in this trout.
Does it have cover?
No,
Technically?
don't.
We're not gonna
I'm
shoot
gonna
it.
punch it. I'm gonna
Right.
punch it.
Leave them to their own devices. We need 100% of our concentration on these icebergs, friendo.
Fair enough.
Go ahead and punch it.
Nat 20.
Yep,
Great.
that hits. Alright, so you punch it once.
Two nat
one
ones.
is it, like, as it like flinches inwards from the punch, and it's still flailing around, but it's like it has a bit of blood like trickling out of its mouth.
I'll punch it again with my bonus action.
Wait. Can I try something? Can I try like smashing it? Like just like flail the fish up and down, trying to like smash it.
But I want
Oh
to
my
use
God.
bonus
It's still his
action.
turn because he's using his
Oh,
bonus
it
action.
is? Okay. Damn.
That also hits. Yeah, so you punch it again, and this trout goes from flailing to twitching. It's dead.
Damn.
Yeah.
And you feel its crushing jaw release from your arm, and it like falls to the bottom of the boat.
Thank you. I seem to have missed.
Alright, and that happened before the Plesiosaur encounter, so...
Oh.
Now you guys are on your way back to the town, correct?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, that's what they're for. Of
All right,
course.
keep rowing.
Yep.
Cornelius, don't screw it up this time.
Bum bum
Yeah,
bum. Ba-da-da-da-da. Wait, do we see something
He's
ahead,
helping me.
Fendon?
He's helping me.
He never said that.
He's helping me.
Hey,
I'm
I
testing
roleplayed it.
navigation.
Bad touch. Bad touch.
all right, so Cornelius. Oh, and,
Hell
and
yeah.
Adrian. Both of you guys are sort of a little bit distracted. Cornelius, your boat is going to be taking 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
My ass. It's a 14 DC.
He didn't say that he was helping you before you rolled.
I was berating him. That was my version of helping.
It's implied.
And then your boat takes 1 point of damage, Adrian.
Listen. Okay, so I'm not able to dodge it. Cornelius understands we're on a collision course. Can he do his best to put the pelt from his pack in between the boat and the iceberg?
If he wants to do that for the future, iceberg, sure.
That poor boat.
Cornelius, if
He
my
wanted to do that for
berating
this
doesn't
boat.
start out
Adrian.
now, it will.
There's another iceberg up ahead. Turn.
Yeah,
Look
next
out
check.
for this one.
Which way?
Look out, Cornelius. Look.
Left. Port.
Oh, okay.
Cornelius, don't screw this one up.
All right, both of you guys managed to dodge this one. Next one.
Starboard.
Are you
Keen
sure?
on your eyes. Keen on your eyes, Cornelius. Don't be a lazeabout.
I hate this game so much.
Oh,
Let me do my maneuver. You jumped ahead of me to give my boat damage. And you took my reaction. Let me maneuver this time.
What do you mean maneuver?
He wants
I want to do
propel
the
it.
trick to lessen the damage.
You think that'll lessen the damage?
Just ruin the pelt.
Cornelius hopes it does.
So this time you guys see it coming. You sort of like try to put this silver between it, and your boat takes 2 points of damage.
Thank God.
All right, next check.
I
Quicker.
wish I brought a switch,
Adrian.
Cornelius. Maybe then
Quick.
you'd pay attention.
Straight? You said go
and
straight?
Row faster.
Okay, rowing faster.
Does Friendo's peanut gallery count as advantage?
What do you mean? Yeah, he's helping you. So
Quarter
Helping. Helping.
all right, so you guys both navigate away from this one, and then one more. This will be the last one.
Cornelius, don't screw this one up. I'd like to get back to Druid alive.
Turn port and go fast, Adrian.
I don't like this. You should steer next time.
All right, and you guys all down to the last one as you guys approach the edge of the ice. You guys get yourself out of the boats,
I know.
drag them up on top of the ice, and start heading your way back to Bremen.
I don't think Grinsk is going to be very happy about that boat. It's
I don't wanna-
Cornelius's boat looks to be much more damaged than the one that had a bite taken out of it.
I never want to go back out there again.
I have a feeling we might have to at some point.
All right, so you come back with the fish. Grinsk is sitting at the docks as he saw you guys begin dragging the boats back. So,
Of
did you
course he
catch
is.
anything?
Well, mayhaps.
Yeah, I did. I'll hold up the knucklehead trout I caught.
Good, good. And he hands 5 copper pieces and tries to take the trout from you.
I apologize, but that's not going to be enough.
5 copper pieces was the deal, and you took my boat out.
Yes, and we also ran into that little monster that you swear doesn't exist. It's hardly enough compensation. 5 copper will not do.
I don't know what
Okay.
you're talking about, but we made a deal.
I'll
Cornelius
hand
will
him the
cut
fish.
in, physically intervene, and he'll say to Friendo very sternly, 5 copper pieces is fine, as he's darting his eyes at the boat that looks like it's about to disintegrate.
Fine, fine. And I walk past him to try and catch his attention, and his eyes like away from the boat. You are a charlatan and a thief, and I will take those 5 coppers now.
No, you won't.
He like scutters past you and hands them to Adrian and then takes the fish. This one's a beaut.
I'm sorry I hit it.
Yeah, that head meat might go for a little bit more. It's extra tender.
Usually they have dagger marks. I'm glad that this one's at least whole.
Oh, okay.
Alright, well, let us be on our way.
Let's.
And then as you guys are leaving the docks, you guys do see Tali standing at the edge of them. So, what did you find out?
I'll hold up the sketch that I had drawn.
And I hand her
Wow,
the
this
little journal.
is fantastic. It's a Plesiosaur then.
I don't know what that is.
Yes, it is a Plesiosaur, Tally. And then I hand her my journal of notes that I take and wrote down about the Plesiosaur.
Thank you very, very much. Here's this. She pulls out a scroll and hands it to you. It seems to be sealed, as well as a pouch of 5 gold pieces.
Like sealed as in like magical seal, or just like in a scroll case, or?
It has like a wax seal on it.
Okay.
And then she gives you a pouch of 5 gold pieces. She says, thank you. And then she sort of like mulls over the notebook that you took notes in as she walks towards the buried treasures. You hear her say things like, fascinating. Wow.
Do you want to copy the sketch that I had drawn? Does that matter?
I assume that you had given her the sketch.
Oh, no. This isn't for her. This is for my friend. I was just showing it.
Then all she needed to see was the sketch. Because she knows what a Plesiosaur looks like, so...
Okay.
Nice save.
This is my sketch.
With the time remaining, I'd like to ask, is there a role I can do to just ask around the town for Revison? Like, any knowledge of Revison? This individual that Nessie named?
Sure. That would be a persuasion check for the townsfolk.
And then I guess I'll ask Telly if she knows this Revison.
I'd be assisting Friendo as he was frantically terrorizing the town.
So nobody in the town seems to have ever even heard of somebody named Ravison. And you are able to, Tali doesn't seem as though she knows anything about Ravison either. It seems like nobody's even heard that name before.
Is it an anagram?
What do you mean?
Is the name an anagram?
No.
Oh, nice.
As far as you know, it's just a name, so...
I guess the one last thing I'll ask Talia is if she knows any magic about any magics that could make a creature intelligent.
Let me pull up her character sheet, and then we will find out if she does.
In the 14th level wizard, Tally.
Someone say magical chariot.
Oh no.
Please no.
Yeah, she rolled a nat 20. She does know.
Well, of course.
Oh, yes!
The only thing that I've heard of that's able to awaken a beast is the Druid spell, Awaken.
It is I have heard of that spell. It is a very powerful spell. Very few druids have access to it.
What's this thing? Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Most of the druids that are at least here and serve the Frostbane, and I know a lot of them have access to it. This isn't the first awakened beast that's been encountered in the wild, to say the least. At least not here in the north.
Do you know the location of these druids by chance?
I don't. They're sort of everywhere. They're evil to their core.
I see. An affront to the druid code itself, then.
They're sitting in a circle holding hands singing Kumbaya to each other.
Thank you, Tali, for letting me know this information. I shall relay it to my compatriots.
It's no problem at all. Thank you for the notes.
May I ask what this scroll is, by chance?
Oh, you haven't opened it yet?
No, I have not, as I go ahead and crack it open. Or
opening the scroll and reading it, it is a scroll of animal friendship.
I see.
It should have been spring lotus snakes.
Thank you very much, Tali. I shall make good use of this.
Of course, it's no issue. And then she sort of goes back to mulling over the notes that were taken.
With the time left, the dog was in Targos, right? The
yes,
dog
it
in
was.
the prison. Okay. So, well, with Nessie temporarily stopping her mischief, what it would be prudent, I think, is to go to Targos, retrieve the dog, and then go back to Bryn Shander and meet up with Jimmy.
I concur.
Get that. Alright, so you guys are able to get back to Targos, and you guys go to... What was his name? You guys go to the house where Keegan is, and he answers the door with Boy near his heel.
We all
hello,
finished.
Did you find him?
No, Keegan. We were just finishing with our business in Bremen. We are ready to make our way over to Kierkenig. However it's said in these... Kierkenig, that's right, emphasis.
Right, did you need to stop here to pick up Boy then?
Yes, indeed.
Boy, go with them. Show them where Garrett is. Boy runs out the door, and he, runs towards the bottom of the porch and seems to be wagging his tail as he's waiting.
Alright, no chewing on my leather boots. We have a deal.
He gives out a bark.
Fendin, make clear that chewing on my leather boot is not an option.
I'm gonna go ahead and kneel down and, pat his head. You remember the deal we made, correct? I hold you to honor it. Cornelius would be very upset, or Fernando would be very upset otherwise. And I'm just gonna smile.
He nods. He sort of shakes his head in acknowledgement.
Fernando, he now knows. The deal should be honored.
Fantastic. Off to Bryn Shander.
And away we go.
How many rations should we be taking on?
It will be 2 for the time that you were going from Bryn Shander to Targos. I mean, from Bryn Shander to Bremen. You guys got to Targos, and it took half a day to finish your travel back to Bremen. So that was a day and a half, and now you guys are doing a day and a half back to Bryn Shander. So it'll be 3 days total.
Instead of one of the rations, can Cornelius eat his pita bread?
That will be enough to cover part of your meal. I guess you could make more to make a ration out of it, but just the one piece that you made isn't going to be enough to sustain you for a day.
Were we straight traveling, or did we take breaks?
What do you mean?
Short rests and during the traveling.
Well, you can only
during the
travel.
traveling, you need to rest, so.
Yeah, you can only travel
8 hours a day.
Got it.
So yes, you'll have enough time to do stuff because you can
Just
only
like
sleep
more,
once
yeah.
every 24 hours.
Cornelius makes more bread.
Okay, this time make a check with your utensils.
Can I
I
assist?
can't
in
because I'm
making
not
bread?
proficient.
You can still make the check with the utensils.
It'll be a straight wisdom check,
I will assist in
because you
making
aren't
bread.
proficient. The bread's not horrible. It's pretty flavorless, like flour, water, and salt all combined. It's not horrible, and it's not great either. It's just sort of there.
Bread.
Can
Nice.
I attempt to make some bread as well?
Yeah.
Alright, and wisdom as well.
From this point forward, as implied. At any rest, me and Fendon are making bread.
Alright, Fendon, yours tastes a lot better. It tastes actually more like flatbread rather than just flour, salt, water. So yours is more reminiscent of like an actual flatbread.
See, Cornelius, this is flatbread.
Well, that's great. Why didn't you help me make that the first time?
I attempted to, but you did not follow instructions properly.
Is that what happened? I don't want that to be what happened.
I don't know.
Perhaps your teaching style and my learning style are incompatible.
It
Anyways,
is a possibility.
Right. Alright, and we will go ahead and start off next session with your guys' random encounter.
Ah,
Oh yeah.
So yeah, session over. Good session. It's a bit shorter, and Steven didn't really get to participate, but at least he knows what went on.
Yeah.
That's
All
sort
right.
of what happens when you decide to stay behind in a town, though, so...
splitting
Made
the
sense for
party's
his
always
character,
rough.
so-
Yes.
Yeah, so good session. I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
I need to go do dishes, so I will be back on after a while.
All right. Take it easy, bud.
See you, everyone.